And for the first time this series, D2, nobody's smoking. They're just casually strolling out of the base. They're chilling, trying to make sure that their nerves are as calm as possible before the game kicks off.
Yep, just chilling, going slow. One thing I will say about offlane Snap now is she is a universal hero. So universal heroes generally will have more damage than they would have if they were, you know, just a strength hero. Even though they get 0.6 from all their stats, it's the fact that they get the bonuses from all of their stats. Yep. So they get a lot of damage. The trade-off is they have tiny base damages, so if they have no stats, they really don't do much. So it is going to be an interesting scaling option for them, because Lays obviously really wants to get Guardian Greaves, probably still wants to get Shard, just for that extra bit of damage. And you want to try and, I don't want to say you want to buff up your Mortimer's Kisses, but you have to realize that this game, like as the Snapfire, you're probably not going to be like one of the damage dealing cores inside of the Chronosphere outside of your cookies. So, I mean, outside of your globs from Mortimer's Kisses. So, I would like to see him try and play around that. But, you know, I think once he gets Guardian Greaves and a BKB, maybe I could see like a cheeky Dragonlance into like a Daedalus. Could be pretty cool.
All right. I could see that. D-Lance, Daedalus at some point. There's going to be several D-Lances. At the very least, Enchantress is going to build one into a Hurricane Pike for Eki.
Yeah.
But let's see how this game goes, as we are now finally underway. Game numero 3. For all the marbles here, PuckChamp need this. D2 Hustlers need this. And we just want Dota. You know, we just want this. So we feel good.
Yeah. We want good Dota. We want fun Dota.
So where's the kill lanes in this game, Master Fluke? Tell me where to pay my attention towards.
I think bottom can be a little volatile between these heroes. Faceless Void can either have extremely free lanes or extremely hard lanes, depending on how much they pressure him in the early levels of Time Walk. So I think bottom can be extremely volatile, but I think top is where the kills are going to come from. Like, you're playing a Monkey King 4 and a Snapfire. Early on, you've got a lot of damage, you've got a lot of combinations with the Monkey with the Fire Snap cookies, so top is definitely where they need to put their attentions.
Okay, we see that actually happening right now as they were harassing Yuma. They went in with the Boundless Strike combo before Scatter Blast was back online, but it is proof of concept, demonstrating the danger that Yuma is going to be in for a large portion of this laning phase. And once they hit level 2 on these heroes, then you have Boundless plus Jingu in tandem with the Scatter Blast plus Fire Snap Quickie. So be careful, Yuma. Watch your positioning, my friend.
Especially because Monkey did just get buffed as well. So his Jingu is just straight up better. Obviously, Boundless got nerfed because all stuns did. But yeah, all of his spells got changed.
Oh, who's get the first blood? Well, Sweet and Strong will have an opportunity to show us exactly how he got buffed up here as he finds himself the first blood. That was so close. There was a cool place, a leap to dodge the initial Fire Snap Quickie, but not enough damage in the opposite direction. Big kill to get, because you do not ever want to be playing 4-position Monkey King and starting from behind, but starting from ahead, this feels really good.
Yeah, getting yourself first blood is monstrous, right? And I think there's also some really cool items that he can try and go for as well moving forward. I think, you know, Disperser is one of those items that he can potentially try and look for. He can even try and go for Harpoon himself a little bit later on if you want to try that. There are some, you know, natural items, things like the Rod of Atos that he can try and go for if he wants to try and be like a setup hero for his team. It's kind of really up to Sweet and Strong to see how he feels, and with some of the rotations of some of these neutral items as well can really alleviate some of the issues that this hero has early on.
For now though, still just going to be providing support, doing his job on this side of the map. Just tangoing up with Hakoda a little bit, forcing him back. Solo zoning these heroes as level 2 Monkey King, as you do, down bottom. They are looking for the auto core here, and they should be able to find this kill. Oh, no low skill! Oh, he didn't go all the way in, Fluke. He thought he had the kill already, so he just backed off. The auto core is going to be allowed to live.
Yep, sometimes it happens to the best of us, right? Like, you expect the damage to do a certain amount, and it just doesn't, and then you go, well, I kind of done goofy. You always try and min-max, especially with these pro players. Always trying to min-max their time, and sometimes you just you miss out on kills.
Oh no. Well, now that Clockwork is dead though, they might try to put pressure onto Divine Llama. Low skill. Doesn't actually want smoke with this Doom. With the level 2 Scorched Earth going. Just backs himself away. It's out of regen as well, so this lane suddenly just became a lot more dangerous. Just
Yeah, it is hard. It is very hard for Divine Llama to try and pressure this lane, just because low skill will always have time walk available to him. It's going to be hard for them to try and dive him too with time dilation now as well.
Massive wave of free farm underneath the tier 1 tower here. And Faceless Void, not one of these heroes that minds doing this all that much. You have a fairly decent animation, decent amount of damage. Every now and then you get the bash for a last hit. So you can do this all day. Force this into me, please, daddy. And if I take too much damage, I just time walk away most of it. So a lot of farm going to be going the way of low skill as a result of what's happening in this bottom lane.
They made a rotation now from Eki. He's made his way towards the top lane.
He hasn't shown himself just yet, though. Did they? Oh, they did, yeah. They have an observer ward by the Twin Gates. I mean, we spoke about this, right? Having to make sure that you get this vision on the Twin Gates as much as possible. This was their death knell in game 1, where a lot of big moves came from PuckChamp, utilizing the Twin Gate. But they've adapted on the side of D2 Hustlers. They're prepared for this. They have the active vision.
Loskill's trying to just trade with Divine Llama here, but he's got a ring, so he's got 5.25 extra HP. He has to be careful to not use his time walk too early, because the Theola Core can punish him. But, you know, these lanes are going pretty even across the board. Nobody's really streaking ahead just yet. 5 minutes in, nobody's really been able to take a big advantage out of the laning phase. I think, you know, Loranov is doing a good job at not being abused by Adzantic. You know, Dragonite is one of those heroes that really can be abused early on. And you're going to see if they can do some bit of damage here to the Death Prophet.
God. She has the best spell in the game. Spirit Siphon, so there's no point.
Dude, he went to level 6 and leveled up Dragon Tail, not Elder Dragon form.
I mean, it's complicated, right? Because just with the enchant slow, I don't think they get that kill onto the DP rather, before she gets back to the tower. So maybe he felt, if I can stun the DP before she gets off the Spirit Siphon, then we have some extra damage with level 2 Breathe Fire and Impetus shots. It's... I don't begrudge him too much for this one. It's... You know, he'll get a level 7. That's fine, bro. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I would have been less annoyed about it if he did stun her before she got the Spirit Siphon off, but he stunned her after max duration of the Spirit Siphon. But is what it is. Small gripes. It's fine. He'll get level 7 soon enough. He's not going to be a support who's like level 2 at 20 minutes.
There's a secret nerf that if she gets stunned, it cancels out the Spirit Siphon. Bottom lane,
that'd be the best way to stop that hero.
Yet again. Well, best way would just be to delete the hero from the game, but we don't get what we want, unfortunately.
Now with bottom lane with Divine Llama, now that he has this Vanguard, he is very, very tanky. He's got a lot of creeps to choose from as well here. Probably just going to go for the Ogre Frost Mage, get himself a little bit of this Ice Armor. Hakoda!
Is he dead? Nope, CP's out. No.
And he yoinked the Wisdom. Oh, actually, no, he didn't. Sweden Strong got it. Okay, I was going to say that's a big brain play. This is something that we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of, is supports putting their attention towards these Wisdom runes at level 7, considering the supports don't get Tome anymore. So if you fall behind, i.e. you're rotating around the map and haven't been able to find kills, much like Sweden Strong, you're going to be behind. Like you're just going to straight up be behind, and you need to try and get these Wisdom runes out on the proper heroes. And if your plus 5 is able to just kind of wander around on their right hand side of the map and just, you know, meander in and yoink a Wisdom rune, I mean, you're winning super hard.
One of the big things as well about the presence of these Wisdom runes, if supports are clamoring to get those, means they're not ganking mid. So we have even more static matchups in this mid lane. Good stuff. Mid laners should be very, very happy to be playing 1v1 for once, as we have Ghosts available on one side, Dragon Form available on the other. I don't think either team is going to be too happy if they don't get a massive kill off a rotation, because it means the opponent can just pressure the tower with an ultimate. And they're making their move now. And Xantic and the crew, he actually just lost his courier. It was carrying a token as well for a neutral item. It was not a small pickup by any stretch of the imagination. And they saw the Crypt Swarm, they know that she's down here. At the same time, Dragon Form gets popped middle. This is not worth it for D2 Hustlers. They need to get some kills out of this. They make the jump forward onto Sweet and Strong, but help is coming. Lays will go in, dropping the Morty's Kisses after they've already popped Chronosphere, and they've already used one Spirit Siphon. They get off the other one, but it might be too late. Sweet and Strong finding the stun onto Zantic, and Zantic finally does die. Doom goes out onto Lays, but Lays has already used most of his spells. He doesn't really care. Big use of the impetus shot to take out the Clockwork, and Devilama can do nothing but watch as 5 heroes at 9 minutes are bottom to bring down this Doom. PuckChamp bring everyone, but everybody managed to defend the tower.
Yeah, that's a smart play there from Low Skill. He understands that as long as he gets the Chronosphere off, then his Snapfire is able to deal the damage for him. They did a lot of damage towards the Death Prophet. They just take the Twin Gates. They go back up towards top, and you know this is where it's really going to start to feel good for PuckChamp, because they are 5-0 right now, Snare, and that is
nice. 5
more kills than what their 2 Hustlers have. And unfortunately for them, they're not starting out the way that you'd hope, especially with the way that the scaling is right now up against PuckChamp. They've got this Faceless Void who's going to be scary. Dragonite's going to be scary as well. So they really need to try and pull this one back and see if they can get something in these lanes. They are doing well when it comes to the net worth, though. I think that's the big saving grace for them, is they're not like massively far behind, but if they get some of these return kills, then things can really start to go their way.
We're gonna see how far they can go. They would still like to be able to get a tower at the very least. Haven't been able to pick that up anywhere on the map. Blaze is fine on top because the Holocaust does not have level 6 just yet. So they've defended all their towers. Middle, they're pushing in once they have the DK form available again. Eki. This is another hero. Honestly, I think this hero is first pick, first ban material every single game. Enchantress just feels way too good right now. The enchant was already busted in the previous patch. Creeps are stronger now in the jungle, so it's even better. And the axe feels quite good. It doesn't give you, you know, the axe shot, I mean. You know, it doesn't just give you the little friends, but also allows you to control multiple creeps. So that's just a flat-out buff for this hero.
Yeah, especially with the way that there's so many neutral creeps around, like, almost all the time. Definitely little friends can be pretty important to be able to play around with if you have some of these skirmishes near some neutral camps. So let's see how it looks. And obviously, it's going to be busted against it, you know, teams that have summons. So...
Oh no, Sweet and Strong lost the courier. Midas? It was carrying, no. It was Monkey Kings. It was carrying wards, a blood grenade, and I want to say a wand. No, he has wand on him. There was something else he was carrying. He's gonna die though. But the Midas did get delivered earlier on. Low Skill's been farming away with this. And D2 Hustlers, utilizing the law of numbers, they overwhelm down bottom. All 3 of their cores are here. And they just take away the tower. Heads up.
Imagine if Sweet and Strong made it out going to that Twin Gate. I would have called Twin Gates broken. I would have been hollering. That would have been crazy. If he just goes, yeah, 5 heroes, see you later.
Dude, so, you know what's really farmed in terms of it being crazy? Laurenoff is really farmed this game. I mean, look at him go. Midas,
got a super early Midas as well.
Dagger. Yeah. This is what I love on DK. Like, you buy Midas as soon as possible so you can keep scaling. And we've spoken about this, right? That the durations of these games are just going longer and longer and longer. So being able to scale like that, very, very good. And Hakoda, I'm glad you enjoyed being able to kill that courier, buddy. This is going to cost your life. Oh, maybe not. He actually saves the leap for the Fire Snap Quickie. And they didn't want to use it initially for the chain disable. But he still dies. There's no way he's out of this. Breathe Fire. What? Laurenoff. A bit slow on the reactions today. Doesn't manage to catch out Hakoda as he TPs out to safety.
Yeah, Fog of War is a pesky little thing. Is sometimes you're expecting them to be able to see around the trees. I thought that maybe he might just like breathe fire like randomly, considering he has an arcane rune, but isn't able to catch out. So it means now that Hakoda was able to get out freely. Still dope. Very, very farmed here on Laurenoff. 6.5k net worth. He's got Blink Midas. Feeling pretty strong with how this game is going. Eki, a big thing for him on the Enchantress, and the reason why I feel like that this Enchir is going to be strong, you can farm. Yeah. You can farm neutrals. And I think supports that aren't going to be able to farm neutrals really need to be able to fight, and fight a lot, because otherwise they really fall behind when it comes to the net worth. So, Laurenoff, they're going to start the fight here. He does have a Vanguard on the Devilama though.
He does have it, but it's not going to protect him against these Morty's Kisses. As they rain down, The Yolocore did his best, using hookshot to cancel out the Morty's kisses, but there's a limited amount you can do as a clockwork. He's done his duty. We'll just try to flee away from the fight. If he's allowed to, though, Fire Snap Cookie allows Law enough to close the gap. Beautiful power cogs from the Yolocore. Just as the stun was about to land, they get the pushback. That'll keep him alive. But it's only Doom that dies. The depressing thing about that Doom death is they lose the tier 1 tower immediately afterwards. And he just picked up his Midas. Like, Doom's game is only now beginning, so really wanted to be able to use that Midas for a bit more farm. Not allowed to do so. Starting to feel a little good right now for PuckChamp. A 2k gold lead, and they've only now suffered their first death on the game.
Yep. They are feeling pretty good with how this game is going. But again, we have seen these early game leads. We have seen them really start to peter out. So I'm not going to count the chickens before they hatch just yet. Still are playing into a Doom, Death Prophet, Terrorblade as well. These heroes can do a lot of work in this game to be able to pull back some of these fights. I think to me, from what I've learned over these last 2 games, is winning fights is very important now.
Yeah.
Like, very important. It feels like that's how you get a lot of your golden experience on the map, is just being able to win these team fights and win them handedly, because then it just enables you to take over a lot of these secondary objectives, including the extra gold that you get from winning the fight and them not being able to farm on the map as well.
They might go fight once they have Blink Dagger available for this Doom. Divine Armor. He actually might be in danger here. He's getting sieged on. He didn't take the gate. He might die. Enchant to slow him down. He does not have a BKB. They've got Morty's Kisses in 13 seconds, so they don't have the full combo, but they do have the Chrono if they want to pop it, and indeed they do. They throw it out. Here's the DK as well to ensure they have the damage. And Laze ends up finding the kill. So this Doom is also not going to be having the best of times because Faceless Void already building into a Lincoln Sphere. So we'll have a way to be able to counter out the Doom. And honestly, if I look at this D2 Hustlers draft, there aren't that many long-range, very easy Lincoln's Piercers for them. So once he gets this out, it becomes extremely difficult to kill him.
It's actually going to be sick versus the Terrorblade too, right? Like Doom, TB.
Yeah, he can't Reflection you, yeah?
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sick. They did get the arrow though.
He's...
yeah, okay,
Monkey
dude.
King. What a hero. Alright, bro.
Yeah, right, sick.
This feels fair and balanced, completely. We catch you with hookshot arrow and you just jump away from us? Alright, cool, bro. Nice.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, that's rough. That is... I was like, oh, okay, Sweden Shrug, you're dead. They're going to put pressure on the T2 tower. But they just... Yeah, they just couldn't convert on it. And these supports that are really pesky and really annoying are probably going to be some more things that we see, like this Enchantress, Monkey King, Marana, Clockwork. Soaks the arrow.
Okay. Speaking of Marana, there's going to be... Oh, nice tree cut coming in from Theoloco. Otherwise, there would have been a Wukong's. They still killed off this Marana. Sweet and Strong, though, does die prior being able to get off the Wukong's. Revenge will be found, though. It's Theoloco brought down by Eki. So 2-for-1 exchange. Ha! Sweet and Strong is like, you fools. Now I get to keep my Wukong's for the next fight.
Yeah. So, again, just a team fight, just... I mean, a fight going the way of PuckChamp while their cores are still farming. To be fair, D2 Hustlers, they also have Yuma who's farming, so they've been able to take over the top 2 net worths. Not by much. The one issue that I'm having now is Laze is slowly starting to fall behind the other cores of D2 Hustlers. And this time around with, you know, the Snapfire, she can scale with like this right-click builds if you go like uber late, but DP, Doom, TB, all 3 heroes that love to scale. So this game could potentially get to a point where PuckChamp, you know, it's like they have a really strong early game and then they've got a little dip and then it goes back up to them as the game gets uber late because you have Faceless Void and Dragonite, right? So they have to make sure that they get enough out of this early game advantage that they have with their Snapfire, where she's really strong, where Mortimer's Kisses does a lot of work, where this Guardian Greaves is kind of like the game breaker for them. And they get a lot of team fights off the back of like, you know, Dragonite plus Chronosphere. Before it starts getting to the scary point where DP, Doom, and TB have like their BKBs, they're strong, they've got like 1 to 2 items on the top of that, they're not really scared of anything that comes through from PuckChamp.
Let's see if they're scared of this though, as PuckChamp is finding themselves up against a smoke rotation. The Theoloco does die first. Very beautiful start to the fight by Eki. He plants out the Observer Ward and eats the first arrow and the hookshot. Here comes Sweet and Strong. As we spoke about, he still has his Wukong. Triggers it out right now. But I don't know if they want to keep going for this fight. DKB was popped by Atlantic, but that BKB will eventually elapse. That was also the usage of the Exorcism Ghost. Laranov thinking about giving chase, but his team seems to be able to dissuade him. 1-for-1 exchange. Let's see. So they used Ghost for that one, Moonlight Shadow, and Hookshot. Enemy team uses Dragon Form as well as the Wukong's command. I'd say probably it breaks in favor of PuckChamp overall. But D2 Hustlers did still get a little bit of the gold advantage out of it because they were a little bit behind in net worth.
Yeah, so they'll get a little bit of the gold advantage, but as you said, it's like the advantage of not having to deal with Ghost or BKB now. So it means now that BKB is down to 8 seconds for Atlantic. Yuma and Divine Llama are both farming at the same time, so they're not really losing out all too much on that. Like the Doom is going to be one of those heroes that he's going to exponentially farm faster than some of these other heroes just off the nature of Midas and Doom, that he's able to just scale really fast, and Scorched Earth does a really good job at you just being able to push out these waves. So he will be able to create a very large gap between him and Lays, because Lays isn't able to farm as fast as he is, and then that's when it's going to start getting scary with his Tricore.
Okay, Yuma.
He dodged the Boundless.
He did dodge the Boundless. Very nice usage there of his Mantis now, getting himself out of trouble. You know something that I just realized? Oh my god, was that half damage? Holy shit. Hakoda. Won't take another one of those, my friend. So you're talking about Lays not necessarily being able to scale that well on the Snapfire, and I wholeheartedly agree. And it looks like PuckChamp agrees as well, because Sweden Strong and Eki are building carry items, fam. They are going to scale in his stead on the Snapfire. They're about to bring down Hakoda. Vision. How you jump on a tree while you're stunned, I do not know, but Monkey King is able to do it. And now they smoke up. They're going to go look for a fight. They know that they are playing 4v5. Their two big combo heroes aren't nearby, though. They don't have the Chrono. They don't have the Morty's Kisses. So we'll see what they can find. Nice scan on the high ground. But even better block from Theoloco. He comes in, breaks the smoke, provides space and cover for the Doom and the Death Prophet to get back to safety.
Yeah, this is a really scary support combination, especially when they've had a good start. So Eki as well as Sweden Strong, two supports that I feel like usually have pretty good early games. They're very good laners and been able to transition that to enable their cores. And now that they're turning into kind of carriers themselves, it could be a scary game.
Oh no, Divine Llama couldn't find the full connection onto Lays. The Force Staff was there before the Doom could emerge. So now he's in trouble. Gets slowed down by the inhibit from this Diffusal Blade. They jump him. There's the Dragon Tail stun. They're going on him, and Laranov sets up for the kill. They find him and bring him down. Agentic forced to flee away from the Morty's Kisses. And they're still chasing for the fight, though. Sweden Strong has Boundless Strike in 3. How much further forward can he get here? Doesn't want to over-aggress. Still have quite a long time in the daytime here, so they can't even go steal a Roche from the top side of the map. It is all the way down bottom. Sweden Strong has found Vision, though, so he's trying to force a fight here. They've gone in. Yuma won't be the one stunned up. Laranov stuns up the Mirana instead, and Hakoda gonna die to a Breathe Fire, but Laranov stuck inside the Power Cogs. He's gonna get eaten alive by the right clicks of Terrorblade. They will be able to find a double kill thanks to the Exorcism Ghost. Sweden Strong. Dude, no way. Please die. Like, this can't be allowed. Oh my god. What? You're gonna get out. What? Okay, so you can just leap onto trees that are off the map. Seems fair and balanced. Ice Frog has thought of everything. And now, Fluke, they still have Exorcism. They still have Meta going. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna take the Twin Gate and go see Roshan.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's balanced. That is, that's sick, I guess. Wilds.
Dude,
I'm the hero of the game who could do that, by the way, which is the stupid part.
Yep.
But yeah, they're a little bit overzealous there from PuckChamp. I think they felt like there was not as many heroes around them as they first had thought. And they went for a little bit of a poke. Sweden Strong, they probably could have just left him. If I'm being perfectly honest, they probably could have just told him, hey, you know, you're dead. Unfortunate. We'll try and come back with you once you do respawn. But it was just a good response from D2 Hustlers. They put a lot of heroes there. They didn't have to commit all too much. It was BKB being popped by Laranov. He's the one that gets caught out. They take down the DK. And they transition that into Roche. So this is what I talked about, where it's really important for you to have these Team 5 victories. Like, look at this. There's just trees everywhere. They're all. Can he go around the entire edge of the map? That's sick.
Oh my god. Actually,
probably this bottom part is a bit rough.
Oh my god. Yeah.
This is sickening. Monkey King enjoyers are pogging out right now. They are like, hell yeah, brother.
I actually want to now, after this, I'm legitimately going to go in the test lobby. And I want to see if I can traverse the whole map without touching the ground once.
Yep, you probably can.
I probably could right now. All right, seems good.
That's
I don't see any problems
disgusting.
with this. Also, that's disgusting. The fact that Sweden Strong baited them into the fight, then he has the temerity, the audacity to survive it. At least die with us, bro. You got them started, you got us all killed. He's like, all right, I'm leaving, bye. And he's going to get them started into another fight right now. They're going in. They do have Morty's kisses coming back in about 7 seconds. BKB popped in by low skill. They might not even need said Morty's kisses. They get the damage out onto Divine Llama. And they just heads up, bring him down. Theoloco bashed? Yes, he is. Whew. That was almost a survival on the clockwork. He dies this time around. All right, Sweden Strong, you're back in our good graces. That's fine, bro. Let's chill.
Yeah, and this is the scary thing about playing into these support monkeys is they can just give you vision, like a lot of vision, and it's hard for you to deal with it because you can't just naturally find him out with like a sentry, like, you know, the invis heroes or some of these other heroes that kind of just walk their body in. He's sitting up on the trees, and it's hard for you to find him if you don't see him before he pre-places himself onto a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was potentially going to be a fight, and that's the hard part about playing into Monkey is he's just sitting on a tree constantly and you don't know where he is. So it's very hard for D2 Hustlers to confidently move into certain areas of the map because they don't know if they're just walking into a Monkey King who boundless strikes two of them. And like, this is the sad part for Hakoda is literally the two supports, if he goes anywhere near them, he dies.
Yeah. You can't. And to make matters worse, if he ever finds Eki, he might just die. He can't leap away too fast. Because if you double leap, you will die to the Empressor shot. Rough place to be. They're going to smoke up, though, on the side of D2 Hustlers. Theoloco moving about with Adzantic and Yuma. But I don't know if they actually want to fight right now. I think I mean, they just got the Eye of Skadi on Yuma. Blink Dagger's so close, though, for Adzantic. Maybe you finish this item first, and then you go try and look for a fight. For now, though, PuckChamp, they're just busy dealing with Joey. Joey's obelisk is dead, and they get the Aghanim shot. Little friends are available now.
Both of them nearly died to the Tormentor, by the way. Eki got munched, and Low Skill had to time walk away. That was spice. That was some spice. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing your Tormentor, even if it is Joey's one, you have to be careful. 2 heroes, no bueno. 3 heroes, probably still no bueno. So just send everybody there.
Yuma doesn't have BKB. Will take quite a bit of damage here. They stole his illusion. What's really funny is that now that she has shard, she can steal both the illusions, but she's gonna find herself getting caught up with the Sunder. She can't heal herself up in the same fashion. The team needs to come in to help. Morty's kiss is raining down. They will be able to at least find the clockwork, but now the fight might be breaking out in its entirety. There's a Doom out, but the DK already got off the BKB. Manta dodge onto the Boundless Strike yet again. So, Yuma actually earns a tip from Sweden Strong. Sweden Strong is acknowledging. He's like, alright, bro, that's actually pretty sick. Well done. But this fight, 1-for-1, only supports. I'm gonna take this if I'm on the side of PuckChamp, defending a tier 2 tower. D2 Hustlers, I think they need more. They're coming in for more now, as they're utilizing these ghosts. Lorinov doesn't have his BKB. Sweden Strong does get off the Wukong's command, but it's not enough to keep the DK alive as he loses his life. Arrow dodged at the last second by this low skill Faceless Void. They get off the Chrono, but Divine Llama found the BKB first, so they can't throw in additional damage here. The heroes that are alive have to retreat, but Divine have to be careful. Nice little silence from the DP to ensure that there's no more impetus hits onto DK, onto the Doom rather. All right. Good stuff. D2 Hustlers, they get more. Oh, adds a tick. Ooh. Be careful.
Dude, the Gossamer Cape saved him.
Because it dodged.
I don't know if it would have killed him.
3.5 second cooldown. Yeah, it actually did dodge that attack.
He dodged 2 of the impetus attacks. That was sick. No. That was very epic gameplay.
Don't you love how close this game is? It's perfectly balanced. Game 3, that feels like it's 50-50 right now.
All these games have felt 50-50, man. What do you mean? They've all been at this point of the game where there's like Minimal net worth between both these two teams. It all comes down to how the team fights get executed. It all comes down to who's able to eke out advantages from one another. This whole series has been like this. This is probably stressful for these players. Low skill.
For context of how much stress the series has caused, they started playing this game at 9 o'clock. Low skill. He's not playing this game right now though, as he is sent back to the fountain. Has some time to consider his options, think about his life. He did buy the recipe before he goes down though, but big deal, Flute. They killed him while Midas was off cooldown.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Massive Pitus. Oh, I can see it in the chat now. There's Keck W's everywhere. Oh no. Getting some PTSD. This is not good. But that just goes to show that their initiation onto the Faceless Void is like them killing him is independent of whether or not he has Lincolns. So that's a good thing now for D2 Hustlers. They know that they can kill their Void, especially when they're starting to get to the point in the game where Yuma's feeling strong. So he has Scardy now. His Aegis has got reclaimed. He's got 2.8k net worth. Probably could go into like a Hurricane Pike, maybe something along the lines of like he's got Silver Edge queued up, so I wouldn't hate to see that either. Enables him to kill the Ench in the backlines and even kill the DK. So can be a strong, scary boy. I feel like this game he has definitely understood that BKB kind of sucks. I think that item full stop kind of sucks, but it's not like he gets BKB and he's able to walk around a team fight. For him, if he BKBs, he's just going to get chronoed anyway. So he's going to try and play the outskirts of the fight and say, hey, Divine Llama, thanks for copping the chrono for me. And then he's going to try and kill people in the backlines. They do have a, let's see if I can say it right, Paviz? How do you even say that?
I think it's Paviz, yeah.
Paviz? Yeah, so they have that item, which is a 300 HP absorb for physical damage.
Maybe? I don't know. Also, I hate to disappoint you, mate. Literally, while you were talking, Yuma queued BKB.
Did he? Dude. I was sounding so smart. Come on, bro.
While you were mid-sentence, he's like, actually, while we've got a pause here, let me queue BKB.
I mean, it does save him from Sapphire cookies and stuff and being like dragon-tailed, and I don't know, I guess it's pretty good against like Enchantress, right? Because it blocks Impetus. It is good, I guess. I'm just very fearful of him being... I guess we saw in the previous fight, right? Like the Divine Llama got chronoed while he had BKB on and he didn't die.
Yeah.
So... could at least be a deterrent whilst you get chronosphered. Could be quite nice. The Olacor gets himself the shard as well, so the rocket, the jetpack is ready. This thing is nuts. This thing is so cool. I love jetpack. It's awesome.
We'll see what they're going to be able to do once the next tormentors come up. So actually, wait, they get stronger and stronger, right? So how about this? The first one can be like Joey's tormentor. The first two are Joey's tormentors. The third one is just a regular tormentor, and then 3 and 4 can be Obelisk the tormentor. There we go. I
think if you like, because it scales like exponentially, right? So it's like the first one reflects like 70% of damage, and then the next one is like 85%, and then I think it's like goes up to like 99 or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Like it gets very spooky if you don't have massive amounts of people there. So yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I'm sure there's going to be some anime aficionados in the chat right now that are like, well, actually.
Oh my god, dude, look, what is this? Oh my god.
It's... I hate that he's found it now. And he just uses it. Go on Sweden Strong, go on the bottom side of the map, bro. Do it.
Oh no. Well, we obviously D2 Hustlers, they still feel strong right now. They might not have access to an Aegis, but there's a fair few items that they do have access to. The triple BKB timing has been online now. They have a very nice hookshot that they find Eki on. They should be able to find this kill. He tried to 4-star forward. Unfortunately, 4-stars into power cogs, and they should be able to mop him up on the Enchantress. They pop Ghost for this one, and they find Laze as well. Laze did not get off his BKB on the Snapfire, so Laze will die. 2 heroes in the grave. There is buyback on Laze. But D2 Hustlers would certainly love to find a tier 3 tower off the back of this. What sucks though is they are going to be playing into Chrono, so it's not the easiest uphill fight in the world. Duration on the Ghost about to finish. There's Wukongs as well. Yeah, I think you give up the idea of a tier 3. just poke it a little bit until the Enchantress comes back, and then you probably have to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's definitely just seeing what resources you can pull out of them. You at least got Wukong's command, so maybe you can see that there's going to be a team fight that's going to happen soon. There is the fact that you do not have Metamorphosis now. You still have Doom, though, so Divine Llama is going to be able to utilize that, but getting the kill on a low skill is going to be hard because you need to blink, wall stomp him, and then you don't really have a way of getting through the Lincoln, so that's why you can see that Divine Llama is going for the Ag Scepter. Did get nerfed a little bit, I believe. Yeah, Ag Scepter radius from 325 to 300.
Yeah.
Little smaller.
25. Yeah. Dota always shocks me with how big of an impact these radial differences make. You're just like, wow, like that 25 is definitely going to make a difference. But for now, he hasn't gotten it just yet. Still needs quite a bit of farm to get there. He might even stop over for the Shivas first. And Roshan is up. It's been scouted by both teams though. Rocket also scouted the fact that PuckChamp is attempting to bring the big man down. And this is the new and improved Roshan. Doesn't just keel over like a wet noodle. It takes quite a while to actually kill. They get sentries down in various locations. They realize they can't take it fast enough, so they back up. This is also Ags do... no meta. This is Ags on the DK. Oh, they find Clockwork. Biolico. Very quick pickup onto him. He tried to hook shot out to safety, but won't be able to do so. Sweet and strong. Thinking about chasing for more, but I think right now they're probably comfortable enough to just finish off the Roche. Where is Lays? We need your little shredder, buddy. Arrow flies forth. He kills the Hellbear Smasher. So that's some attack speed taken away. So this won't go as fast as they wanted to. Wukong's command. Triggered out by Sweet and Strong. Lays, please, dude. Little shredder. Thank you. They get that out. They're going to be jumping in for a fight. The Doom does fly in and connects onto Laranov. And Laranov also gets arrowed for his troubles. He's still alive right now, though. Metamorphosis back in 3 seconds. Adds and tick goes right in with the Doom or the DP ultimate exorcism and BKB. Not gonna be enough though, as she finds herself inside of this big ass chronosphere. The bubble stalls are up. They kill her off. Now they throw in the Morty kisses onto Yuma here. Yuma does have BKB and has Sunder, so certainly not somebody that you want to be fighting with right now. Low skill, trying to go this way and that in the fight, able to get himself away with the time walk outside the pit. And Lays just looks for the BKB TP out. So they lose both supports. They get the DP and they get the Aegis and they escape. All right, you'll take this. And they sort of reset the game, Fluke. We are back to where we've always been. 50-50 between D2 Hustlers and PuckChamp.
Yeah, that was an interesting fight. I thought that was going to go way worse for D2 Hustlers. That was like, oh no, yeah. They threw out the Doom randomly onto Laranov. He was able to tank it. They, walked in with a Death Prophet. There was nobody really around, but you can just see the damage that D2 Hustlers have, right? Like, they've still got a decent amount of damage here. They're able to kite a few people out. Sweet and Strong tried to go for a manly 1v1 up against Divine Llama. Unfortunately for him, it didn't end up being a 1v1 because the Ola Core did just respawn. So it is now at a point where we are looking at this game and it's all about team fights. That is all it is. It's all about winning these team fights now. And I don't think it really matters that, the net worth is heavily favoring D2 Hustlers, because we've seen what happens when you get Chronosphered. We've seen what happens when, some of these other spells are able to kind of catch you out and blow you up. If you get doomed out on PuckChamp, maybe they doom like the Snapfire, then the Chronosphere doesn't have that much damage. They've got a lot of mitigation as well. Like, there's so many different things that can happen. It all comes down to execution for both these two teams.
Divine Llama sitting inside Moonlight Shadow would have loved to execute Lays and remove him from play on the map, but didn't feel like he had the necessary damage and doesn't know what kind of allies are hiding in wait behind the snap. So he will temper himself, doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, that does mean that this Moonlight Shadow will go to waste. Not going to achieve all that much for D2 Hustlers. And PuckChamp are like, alright, sweet. They're pinging this tower in the top lane. They either want the tower or they want to fight. But they'll definitely be happy to get both. As Faceless Void, he reveals himself in front of the tower. D2 Hustlers, they don't know that his team has all but abandoned him. They're going on some faraway adventure here. This is some next level posturing coming in from this Faceless Void. And he gets caught all by himself. I don't know what the hell is happening here, Fluke. The entire team comes rushing back to the top lane, but they left him all by his lonesome. He's actually gonna die. He gets doomed, he gets the kill, and he popped BKB before he died. Oh no. They're on the chase now. They want Sweet and Strong on the boys. Laranov TP's out. Lays able to make it away. Nobody else gets caught, but Fluke, what the hell happened? What the hell was this?
I don't know. The shrug emoji? Like, I have no idea what he's doing there if his team is ganking towards mid. Like, you're pushing a tier 2 tower by yourself. That was... I don't know. I really don't know. That was not it, Chief. That was definitely not it. Like, you didn't have any vision on D2 Hustlers. They had no idea where they were. And he's just standing on a tier 2 tower. And the thing is, when you're taking these tier 2 towers now, you're not freely able to do it because there's so many flank paths. Like, you're literally 360 degrees around this tower. You can get ganked. Like, there is a path for a Mirana to shoot an arrow from. There's a path for the Clockwork to hook you. The Doom can just blink out of the tree. Same with the Death Prophet. Like, yeah, that was... I don't know. I mean, good job from D2 Hustlers for capitalizing on that. But at the end of the day, that was... Yeah, that's a question. That's definitely going to come up in the team meeting at the end of this, I think. Eki died to a neutral creep.
Oh my god. Oh no, he died to... Okay, this is the third one, right? Oh, this is an actual Tormentor. It's actually Obelisk or Tormentor. Not yet a Kaiba Tormentor, but definitely Obelisk. He's out here.
Yeah. That was...
Oh no.
Did he seriously think he could kill it by himself? 2.5k shield? Like, where?
Interesting decisions have emerged in the last 2 minutes from the side of PuckChamp. That's for sure.
Maybe they're just like... Maybe they're just having a bit of, like, I don't want to say having a bit of fun because it's the wrong word to say. I think they were getting very confident from what they had, right? Like, they're getting extreme. Look where Sweden Strong is!
Yeah, I see him.
Oh, bro. Anyways, I think they were just getting really confident in the fact that they felt like they did okay in that team fight. They had an Aegis, they have Cheese. You know, their Faceless Void's getting strong. It's going to be hard for, Yuma to deal with him soon. And now they got punished pretty hardcore for it, for a little bit of a lapse in concentration. And yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of is they're just, they're having a laugh, they're goofing around, they're like, yeah, we feel really strong. And then in reality, this game is much closer than what it really feels like it should be. Because we've all been in games like this, right? Like, you feel good, and then you throw one fight, and you're like, well, here's what it is.
Games doesn't feel good anymore.
Yep.
And I see some smoke plays. Both teams want a little bit of action. Moonlight Shadow triggered in by D2 Hustlers. It's PuckChamp. They just smoke up. Ideally hoping for some control back on their own side of the map. They should be able to find some of it. This area of the map still feels really good to farm. But I think D2 Hustlers have also done a very good job of preventing PuckChamp from just camping down here and farming this well area so easily like they did in game 1.
Low skills top by himself. Again.
No, he's keeping out this time.
Woo!
So what happened is he hit the gate, right? And I think what I think is honestly happening, I think there's just a little bit of miscommunication where they are communicating about what they want to do next, but not necessarily what's the trigger for it. Like, all right, when exactly are we making this thing happen? So he was just a little bit too advanced, thinking 2 steps ahead instead of just 1. This time around, he does come back in time. On top, they should be there in time to defend the tower as well. They want to try and kill Theoloco while they're at it. He's taking quite a bit of damage, but here comes Anzantic, blinking into the fight, into the Wukongs. They haven't gotten out the Doom just yet. There's the Chronosphere. Where's the Morty's Kisses from Blaze? They're coming down. They're doing the damage. They have to pop the Aeon Disc from this Death Prophet, and her BKB is now down. She needs to be careful here. Impetus shots kill Clockwork on the north side of the fight. DP trying to escape, but look at Eki go. Eki is doing so much work in these fights. We'll end up getting eviscerated by the Terrorblade of Yuma. And Yuma trying to end this fight off right now with all of his illusions. They need to be careful about the turnaround though. They don't have the Chrono anymore, but this Faceless Void is still kind of scary. Lorinov has Blink Dragon Tail Stun now. And Metamorphosis is about to end. Only about 10 seconds left in the duration, so it's time to leave this fight. And D2 Hustlers is 2 for 1, and they want more here, Fluke. They're not satisfied. They still have a Doom online with Divine Armor. They still want this tier 2 tower. It's so low. Doesn't seem like they're gonna get it though. Metamorphosis is over. They don't have ghosts. Heroes are respawning. It's time to back up. So who actually comes off the better in a fight like that?
I definitely feel like that's D2 Hustler's favorite. There was a Chronosphere, Mortimer's Kisses, nobody died. That was the big moment for me, was the fact that it's gotten to the point now where this is what I touched on the start of the game, where the early game looked really good for PuckChamp. Then they have this little bit of a dip, and then it starts to go back up towards them when heroes really start to get like 6 slotted between both these two teams, and you have a plethora of different items out to play through for your Dragonite and your Faceless Void. But this is now they're in the dip. They need to make sure they survive this dip and don't throw away the game too much, because Yuma is a scary hero right now. He's almost going to get capped out. He will have a Aeon Disc very, very soon as well, and I like the way that he's playing these fights as well. He knows that he can't get Chronosphere. He knows that he needs to play the edge of the fight. So he's just sitting inside of Silver Edge and then just waiting until he sees the Chronosphere come out. Then he comes out of his Silver Edge, he pops his meta, he punches people in the face, and then these supports are going to have some issues dealing with him, especially after Wukong's command has already been used from Sweden Strong. And he can kite out this Dragonite really, really well. And yeah, Yuma's playing really, really well this game on one of his signature heroes on the Terrorblade. And Xantic is really enabling that by just being this Death Prophet in the front line with an Aeon Disc, right? Like Aeon Disc, pop BKB, pop her Ghost, and say, kill me if you can.
Honestly, this Death Prophet, the way that they're utilizing this hero is making me remember exactly why I wanted them to ban it, dude. It's just been way too good. I think no way they're not going to take this Twin Gate. They're stacked up like they want to. Or are they waiting for somebody to come in on the other side? Okay, Divine Llama's coming. It's a trap! It's a trap! Don't do it, Divine! He doesn't do it. He doesn't. They don't see any of these heroes. They don't know where they're at. And they scan. Alright, they know. No, they die scan. They know that the trap has been set. So are we just going to have posturing around the Twin Gates? I mean, I'm all for it. Do it, boys.
It definitely can be an interesting way of playing the game, because there is a slight animation when people are coming through it, so you will be able to see where people are coming. The Terror Wave now, though.
No. They found Lace. Does have buyback, though. And it just feels like D2 Hustlers is so much more decisive in exactly what they want to do. Because PuckChamp, they made the call to retreat from this area, but they still Lace as well as Eki still stuck around for a little bit. Like Eki plopped down the sentry. They were thinking, hemming and hawing, what do we want to do here? Just takes too long to mount an escape, and now low skill. The one benefit he has is that he knows Divine Llama has already used the Doom, so he can get himself out to safety. Had that not been the case, and or Theoloco had hookshot, that would be a dead Faceless Void right now as well. And this game feels like it's just falling apart, Fluke. Like the decision making from D2 Hustlers is putting so much pressure on the side of PuckChamp.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, once you get to this stage of the game, it really comes down to the decision making of your cores, and I really think that that Yuma is on one today. He really wants to get towards Division 1 and show that he's a top tier carry player, and he's playing a hero like this, and can be a big carry performance from him too.
Still though, they haven't done the important thing, which is breach the base. We are playing Defense of the Ancients still.
Very true.
Despite the new map changes, despite the new hero changes, it is still ultimately a game with the same objective: destroy the Ancients. And so far, PuckChamp still has all 3 of their racks. Mid lane, they get a quick jump here onto Eki. That was a Silver Edge break, so they should be able to bring him down. And Xantic credited with the kill thanks to the Crypt Swarm. And they're going to force a buyback, most likely through this mid lane. They still have Aegis for another 2.5 minutes. Would be a perfect time to try and utilize it to get a lane of racks. They jump sweet and strong. They do get him onto the low ground up on the base, but it's not going to be enough to save his life. He gets chewed through and killed. There's going to be dual buybacks from both supports. Lays also found himself doomed up, but that means that there's no follow-up onto these Morty's kisses. The solo or the Chronosphere does absolutely nothing. Sweet and strong needs to be careful. If he dies, it's a dieback. Theoloco actually caught multiple heroes of his team inside the power cogs. Jump forward by Naranov. He doesn't get off BKB and it's still on cooldown. Lays finally throws in the Morty's kisses with the Wukong's command being there as well. But Yuma strong enough to just go challenge Sweet and Strong and kill him inside his own Wukong's. Unstoppable streak for the Terrorblade. The Edge, she's back inside the base trying to throw in these impetuses. They are gonna hurt if they land, but they can't land through the Yule Scepter. D2 Hustlers, they know that they're playing 4v5. But they also know they no longer have access to meta. It's just finished. And they do not have exorcism anymore. So how will they try and make this push? Or should they even? Well, they can now that they got the refresher on the TB. But maybe they fake back. And they try to force PuckChamp to chase them. And then they turn around onto it with their full metamorphosis.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the old classic fake back. They have Terror Wave up in 40 seconds, so they will have a small amount of metamorphosis. The older core tries something there on Eki, but he's going to get punished for that.
That's actually rough. Huge. That changes the game. If he doesn't die there, then maybe they pop the refresh. Maybe they try to go forward. But because he does, even as he's dying, Yuma immediately backpacks the refresher. He's like, well, I'm not going to use this right now. Time to retreat. Keep the farm going. Still, though, taking a good fight is nice, but you want to be able to finish off the base. But he's getting problematically large here, Fluke. This Yuma TB starting to feel like he's unassailable. And the scary part was, that was his first BKB usage of the game.
Really? Damn. Cheers! It was. That's crazy that he's been able to survive this long without having to... Well, not so much survive. It's crazy that he's been feeling confident enough in these T-fights to be able to not pop his BKB. 6-0-12 as well. He's a big, scary boy. Getting the Ags off the last Roche as well was huge for him because that Terror Wave meant that the Faceless Void got terrored out of his Chronosphere, and that's the issue now with the... I know it's going to sound stupid, but the 0.25 change to Chronosphere is... like, you can't have that moment of indecisiveness anymore because, like, you need to have just that little bit of extra attack speed to be able to take down these much tankier heroes in the late game that you need to make sure that you're using as much of this lockdown as you possibly can. And the fact that he didn't BKB meant that he got feared out of it, and then the Chronosphere's on cooldown and you've got BKB and you're a Void and you're like, well, this feels kind of bad. So... it is hard for them to play these fights properly, especially with how tanky Yuma is. I don't think anybody dies in Chrono anymore. I don't think you kill these 3 cores. If I'm being honest with you, like, I don't see how they cut through 3.8k health on Lama, even, you know, if you get the BKB. 3.3k on the DP is a little bit easier, but she has Aeon Disc, and she has an AC, so she's not going to die. TB has almost 4k HP, so you're never killing him. So... okay. It's like, do we just have to wait until like 60, 70 minutes for low skill to have 7 items? You know, like, it feels like it's so hard for PuckChamp to win this game, even though that they have technically the better scaling.
Right. Well, I'm glad Eki's the one that's dying because Eki might have something to say about this. Here's how you kill these heroes. Check this out, right? So, yeah, you find your target. Let's say it's some Terrorblade. So you Hurricane Pike him so that this Enchantress is dealing out all those extra shots, right? And then right after he gets Hurricane Pike, you immediately chrono him. And then on that same spot, you drop like all the Morty's Kisses. And then after the Morty's Kisses are done, at the end of the chrono duration, you pop Wukong's command. And then Laranov jumps onto him, Dragon Tail stun him, Breathe Fire him. And then maybe he dies. It's possible.
Maybe you have a little Shredder in there as well, just to get that extra little damage. So
Of course, yes.
Yeah, and that's the point of the game that it's gotten to, right? Where you have to have these extremely convoluted chain stuns to be able to catch out a TB. And with the changes to a lot of these stuns, with the extra HP you get from strength now, like, these heroes are so much stronger. Like, a TB, this is 2 games in a row. He hasn't bought Satanic. He hasn't bought a HP item, and he has almost 4k health.
Like,
it's like, yes, he has a 300 HP talent. Whoop-de-doo. He has almost 4,000 health, bro. Like, it is crazy that this series has shown me that heroes are insanely tanky now. They're all just huge. And that's why, like, these barriers are super important for a lot of these squishies early on to get them to the point where they can actually survive, because it gets late game and you have an Agicore who has 4,000 health. Good luck killing him. Yep. Like, how are you supposed to deal with it? And I think the only way that it's looking good now for T2 Hustlers is they have 34,000 net worth higher than what PuckChamp do. So they're literally just beating them down with items.
So many items. They have everything they could possibly want. There was a big smoke move. 5 heroes came out through this bottom lane for PuckChamp, but they do not find any targets. And there will be Moonlight Shadow in the opposite direction. It looks like they might actually want to head through the Twin Gate for this one. Roche is not up for another 80 seconds at least. They're thinking about it. They're pinging it out. They throw a rocket to the other side to make sure there's no trap waiting for them. And they're going to try to go through this gate and force a fight themselves.
They are...
Dude, look at how everyone's just playing 5 heroes. Everyone's just clumped up, waiting for something. They're like, we don't want to get caught out, boys. This is a scary moment.
I think this comes back to the way the map's designed, right? The Twin Gates and all these different avenues that aren't lanes means that you don't know where anybody's coming from. Like, you can't ward up all the standard places that people like to walk around. Like, you can't put yourself in a good spot where you're able to, with a high enough certainty, eliminate where the enemy team is going to be. That's why, you know, we see these teams hovering around the twin gates. We see these teams hovering around the outside edges of these lanes as well, because they know that it's going to be hard for them to figure out where people are if they're not in these weird little nooks and crannies.
One thing that's also been fun to see in this game is just how many of these supports have been too busy with the team that they can't go pick up some of these wisdom runes. So a little bit behind in the experience department. They will be kind enough for D2 Hustlers in the top lane to leave one. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Mirana's on her way. She's like, can I get one? Please, I'm almost level 20. They're like, go away. Screw you. Get your own one.
That's Antic's like, halfway towards level 26. I'll take that.
Awesome, dude. So Moonlight Shadow from the one side. They just come in with the smoke on the other. And D2 Hustlers, though, they fake back with the smoke. They draw the line going towards the southeast. Will they be able to find anybody? This game feels close to ending if they can find one or two more good fights. And looks like they're going to find them here, Fluke. They don't see them coming. PuckChamp. Oh no. Rocket Flare gives the vision. They need to run. They need to get the hell out of here. They need to do it now. They're dropping behind some Manta illusions just to try and scout things out. Shivas popped. BKB with the Doom. They're available for the Doom. Fire Snap Quickie will try to make sure that they get low skill out of this, but they don't have enough ways to do it. They forced off him away at long last, but it comes too late. He dies, forced to buy back almost instantly. Lays also dies as well, and they want to return to this fight. They want to try and make sure that they have some impact here. Sweet and Strong gets himself feared out of his own Wukong's command, so he can't keep the presence going. Will be invis up for a second, TPs, but will end up dying. And they don't have TPs on the Void and or the Snapfire who brought back. They lose Sweet and Strong. They have now lost Eki. Look where Laranov is. Look how much distance they have to cover if they want to be able to catch up to him. He at least picks up the Wisdom Rune on the way out. Will TP. And, oh, look, they caught Yuma. He's inside the Chrono. Secondary bubble. Second bubble. Low skill. He didn't have the mana. Oh, no. They have to TP home right now. That was the combination. They bought back for that combo, Fluke, and now they have nothing left.
Bruh, that feels so bad. That feels so bad for PuckChamp. I'm gonna have a quick look at the Dota Plus. Okay, it's actually not as bad as I thought. It's 84% towards details. Maybe hasn't updated, but yeah, like you buy back in a situation where you have an outpost to TP to, right? Like you can TP to that ready outpost, but you don't have any TPs. It was like 6 seconds until both lanes as well as low skill could TP back into the game, and oh man, that's depression central right there. That's no bueno. They were in a good spot and they just lost a few too many fights. That death in the top lane, yeah, that feels really bad now when you go back and you look at it. I don't think that was the end all and be all for them, because I'm pretty sure that Yuma was doing everything in his power to be able to win this game the way that he is playing. So it's rough going out there. And now that it's 55k net worth at 52 minutes in, it is a insurmountable lead. I think I would say there's just too much gold on the side of D2 Hustlers. Like all their heroes are 6-slotted.
I wouldn't say that it's... I definitely would not say that it's insurmountable. It was insurmountable, or that it was that one death. For me, you know which death actually changed the game for me? Do you remember when Sweet and Strong was hunting these heroes behind the tier 2 tower? And then he finds CB. Both died. Yeah, and then Laranov died as well. Because that delayed Laranov's next item. He was uber delayed on getting the Ags because of that death. And then not long afterwards is when the low skill death happens in the top lane. And then not long after that, they lose Enchantress. And she hasn't had a game since. Like just all of these small cascading effects. And speaking of Enchantress, well, as discussed, she hasn't had a game. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon as she gets killed off by Yuma. TP'd in. Terror Wave to cancel out the TP. Godlike streak. With no buyback on this Enchantress either.
Yeah, Eki unfortunately is dead for not too long. So level 17, so that's one of the positives of being a support that gets no experience, is you respawn really fast.
But
now, it is Yuma. 15 seconds till he has refresher. 3 minutes still left on this Aegis. He can just walk up, pop his meta, and how are they going to fight him, man? Like, they can chrono him, but he's got Aegis. It doesn't matter. Also, Faceless Void doesn't have a big enough mana pool to double chrono.
Nope, he cannot. Well, he can now. He can now, but he can do nothing else.
Yeah, it's like, if he time walks and chronos and refreshes and chronos, he can't BKB.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think he just has enough to BKB.
He can get BKB, time walk, and the chronos out, but he has to be very careful about using time dilation. He should ignore that spell. Eki.
And he has to be on intreads.
Yes, he has to be on intreads, to make that.
Yeah.
Eki dies. No buyback still. By the way, this is... Oh, okay, Laranov goes in, gets the stun. Yuma gets followed up on with the Pounder Strike. Sweet and strong. Able to get a decent enough Wukongs, and there's 2 heroes caught inside the bubble. That's the first one. Can they take the first life of Yuma? Yes, they can. They drop the second one right now to ensure the Yoloko dies. He, of course, has an Aeon Disc, and now Divine Llama blinks in with the AoE Doom. They have no way to play against this. Low skill gets feared out. He tries to time walk to the low ground, but he can't reach it. He will die. 2 minutes in the grave without buyback. D2 Hustlers are on the brink. They can taste Division 1 right now, and they just need to get over the line against PuckChamp to almost make it a reality. Mega Creeps will make that particular challenge much easier. The Sweet and Strong found a 2-hero Pounder Strike. Needs to be careful though. Jumps away. Playing on the edges here, but don't think it's gonna matter too much. Laranov finds a stun onto the Terror Blade, but the passive comes back, and here's gonna be the power cards onto Lays. Not enough to hold him in position though. D2 Hustlers, how badly do they want to end this here and now? Or how patient are they to wait for the next go around? They still have 80 seconds without having to worry about a Faceless Void. That probably makes the decision for them. However, Metamorphosis, 15 seconds remaining pretty much. Will they stick around for this? They're putting the damage onto the tier 4 towers. They really want to try to close this one out right here, right now. They jump forward. Divine Llama looking for Sweet and Strong. They should be able to get the damage out onto the Monkey King. He's dead. Does have buyback though. Forced to use it instantly. Lays in the middle of all these heroes. He does not have buyback, so if he dies, he's just gone for 100 seconds. Sweet and Strong doing his best. And between the Wukong's command and the impetuses of Eki, they actually kill the Terror Blade, but he has more than enough money to just buy back into this one. Yuma's coming through. Laranov doing his best to try and zone back at Xantic, but his best is certainly not enough. As D2 Hustlers overpower PuckChamp, they take the victory. GG, well played.